Light by Night has become a very large game on the Roblox platform over the past couple of days, with it being a very high quality asymmetrical game similar to Dead by Daylight or Forsaken, and being FNAF based. Recently, me and my friends have played it for a while, and it came up quite often that it felt very unbalanced, with the killers very often being able to destroy a whole lobby. So I thought, why not test this to see if it is actually statistically unbalanced? And here are my results. First, I want to say what my original thoughts were. I went into this test believing that the game was very killer-sided, as before this, I had never actually seen a game be won. So I believed that the results will mostly show that the killers win more often than the survivors, with a heavy lean on Ennard, as he has very strong moves and is practically an upgrade to Springtrap, having moving bear traps and being able to disguise and do heavy amounts of damage whilst in the disguise. So let's see if my theories were correct. Before I get into my results however, I would like to mention a few biases that could have impacted the results. An important one is that I played some of these rounds with friends. Now this may impact the results, as being able to easily communicate with your team is a vital thing within this genre of game. Being able to give callouts instantly and act on said callouts. This may affect the results depending on if you play with friends or alone. However, I did try to counter this by making sure that when they were the killers, they did not have bias over who they killed. Another thing that could impact the results is how I only played as one class throughout the game. I did this to try and reduce the amount of variation there would be if I were to change to a class that I was not good at, as it may mean that less games are won, giving me the wrong results. The last thing that could affect the results is the team I played with. For example, if there were players camping in one location, or players who were bad or purposely trying to lose, it may have caused more losses due to missing a vital member of the team. However, this will likely be how you experience the game anyway, so it shouldn't impact the final results too much. Speaking of which, let's get into it, shall we? So to start, I will explain how I gathered the results. In total, I played 20 rounds. Each round I collected what type of killer is being used, how many people were in the game, and whether we won or lost, with the amount of players that won each round if there was a win. I did not count what map was played, however this could affect the amount of games won or lost, as some maps are better for looping than others. Overall, I found that the most common killer played was Ennard, with 11 games out of the 20 being an Ennard player. The least common killer was Mimic, with only 2 of the rounds played having a Mimic player, leaving Springtrap with 7 total rounds played. The most players that we had in a game was 7, with the average amount of players being in a game being 5. In total, we won 9 times and lost 11. So let's get into what all that means. Firstly, we won 9 times and lost 11, leaving us with a 45% win rate. This is reasonable if the game was balanced, as it is very close to 50%. This means that the game is likely overall balanced. However, let's go a bit deeper to see if all the killers are balanced. Ennard was played the most, having over half the games played being an Ennard player. This heavily implies that Ennard may be the best character within the game, especially since it costs way more than other killers. And looking into him deeper shows that 7 of the games played with an Ennard player were losses, leaving 4 of these games to be wins. This shows that it is likely that Ennard may be unbalanced, as if it was balanced, the differences between wins and losses would look much smaller. The second most played character was Springtrap, being played 7 times. Looking at the win to loss rate, 4 games were wins, 3 games were losses. This is much more likely to mean that Springtrap is balanced, and possibly even survivor-sided due to it being much closer to a 50% win rate. Lastly, the least played character is the Mimic, which was only played twice, having an exact 50% win rate, meaning that it is likely balanced. However, with such a low sample size, it's very difficult to know for sure. The most amount of players that were in a game played was 7, and had an average of 5, with the maximum being 8. This shows how the servers are usually not full, which could be a reason as to why some games are lost, as less players makes it more likely to lose, as you may struggle to have a strong team. Overall, it does seem like Bite by Night is fairly balanced, only needing some nerfs to Ennard to make it a little less killer-sided, potentially reducing the hitboxes or showing the hitboxes for the slugs due to the difficulty to predict whether one will be able to reach you. If I were to change anything about this test, I would have done more games, as the original plan was to do 25, but we ended up recording until 3 in the morning to cut it short. Potentially do it on the most recent update, as we actually got these recordings the night of the most recent update that was released, which added some balancing changes. so I would be interested to see if the newest update has made the game more balanced. Thanks for watching to the end. If you like this, then maybe give this video a like, or subscribe to the channel, as I'm trying to upload every week putting out the best I can. And I didn't actually know that this week had 2 uploads, so I had to make another within about 24 hours. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're very close to 100 subscribers, and if we can reach that milestone, I would be unimaginably grateful to everyone. Also, if you want to join the Discord and hang out with others who enjoy these videos, then feel free to by clicking the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next